What's up, guys? What's up, all you Nightwish fans out there? I assume that's why you're here, because, hey, Nightwish. Anyway, today we are looking at the song Weak Fantasy, and this is from 2015 at Wembley Arena. And, yeah, I as always, I've still never heard this song before. So, with that being said, let's schmack into it and probably be blown away. Anyway, let's go.
A storytelling breed we are. These stories given to us are filled with suffering, slavery, and the selfhood of a condescending ape. Every child is worth a better tale. On drums!
Dissonant choirs and downcast eyes, selfhood of a condescending ape. Hold the crown of a heavenly spy, forged in blood of those who defy. Kiss the ring, praise and sing. Your love's your dwelling in fear and sin. Fear's a choice you embrace. You're only true. Witchcraft! Thank you.
It wasn't the style that I was expecting, but it was very Nightwish still. And like, not, this keeps happening, honestly. Because when I heard Story Time for the first time, I had this in my head. I had this idea of what it was going to sound like, and then I heard it, and I was like, oh, let's throw that out the window. That's not at all what it sounds like. And similarly, I thought this was not going to be as heavy as it was, and it was heavy. So that was really good. Because this is a live performance, I don't feel like getting into all the subtleties of the lyrics and everything. I think that's something I will get into at some point, and I mean, I'm going to touch on a little bit of it because that's part of why people watch this, is because I bring up things that bother me, if you will, or things that strike me a certain way. And so let me say this, songs like Procession and Tribal make a whole lot more sense after hearing this song. I will say that they do make a lot more sense. And I guess the reason Tribal and Procession set me off in a strange direction was because it seemed out of nowhere to me. Like that philosophy, if you will, seemed out of nowhere. But once you get into more of their stuff, obviously, like this, it kind of gives you that push into where Tribal came from. One thing I want to do here, though, is contrast Nightwish with Amorphous. Okay, so Amorphous, they seem to have they like writing songs that are very folklore centered, or mythologically centered, if you want, which is cool. I really like it, but simply, there's not a better or worse here, but simply that Nightwish, the music that comes out of Thomas seems to be more a focus of what he is feeling or thinking about, or something that means something personal to him, more than Amorphous, because they're taking like something objectively and just like, here it is. And then Nightwish is taking something more like, here's the topic and this is what I think about it. And obviously there's nothing wrong with that. I just don't always see eye to eye with what he thinks, but that's fine. That's my job. Isn't to agree with everybody. My job is to respect people's opinions. So I'll leave that at that. But one of the things I found really cool for a live show here was the use of lights at the beginning, this part right here.
These stories given to us are filled with suffering, slavery, and the selfhood of a condescending ape. Every child is worth a better tale.
On drums!
One of the things that this song does really well, as many of their songs do, is that they drive so well. Like, they don't lose momentum at all. And I think that's something that I definitely like about them a lot, is how hard they manage to drive through everything. one thing is here, they go from the da 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 rhythm to a da 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 rhythm at the bridge, and if you think about it, that would be a very, very easy place to lose momentum, from going to the da 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 to just da 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 da. But the way that they maintain that is through Peter and his guitar, the acoustic, because when they do that switch, he continues playing the same rhythm that he's playing through the
Stories given to us all are filled with sacrifice and ropes of lust. Dissonant choirs and downcast eyes, selfhood of a condescending ape. Hold the crown of a heavenly spy, forged in blood of those who defy. Kiss the ring, praise and sing.
So yeah, and then even the beat is like a precursor to tribal and stuff. But the thing that bothers me, I guess, about this and tribal is both definitely speak towards religion and the abuses that religion brings with it. And okay, so religion in its purest form would be simply a belief that unites people together in its purest form. So I'm not talking about a denomination. I'm not talking about a specific religion. I'm not talking about Christianity, you know. For this scenario, let's say gravity is religion, okay? So the purest form of your belief in gravity would be you have 10 people, right? And Sir Isaac Newton is the leader of these people. And all 10 of these people simply believe, okay, things are falling when they go into the air with nothing supporting them. So we're going to call this thing gravity. And we believe gravity is there. And that's all I'm saying. That's the purest form of religion, is simply just belief in something. And there's no mandated corporate. There's no mandated, this is this is how you conduct yourself. This is this is that. This is how you do this. This is how you gain favor. There's none of that. It's just simply belief. Okay? So I tried so hard not to go overboard into this, but here we are. And I'm trying to find a stopping point, but that's difficult. When you get... Okay, so this disdain or disgust for religion, if you will, I totally understand. I do. I'm not somebody that looks at church history and is like, oh yeah, that was all a different religion's fault, or that was all a different thing's fault, a different person's fault, right? I look back at church history and I'm like, damn, y'all fucked up. And then you look at Islamic history and you're like, damn, y'all fucked up. And you look at Hinduism and you're like, damn, y'all fucked up. But then you also look at atheism and atheists and any human being, any group of humans, and you're like, damn, y'all fucked up. And why is that? Because all humans fuck up. There's no escaping the fact that humans mess up. When the problem comes in is when people try to cover up that they mess up, or they cover up their corruption, and you end up with politics. And honestly, that's almost entirely the entire problem with organized religion, is the politics that play into a religion. Because a really easy example would be the Catholic Church, when they were charging people money, saying that your sins would be forgiven if you gave the church money. Like, that is the epitome of scamming people out of your money. Because even if you were to take the Bible, if you were to say the Bible is a holy book, the Bible is accurate, and this is how you get to God, if you will, never in the Bible does it say pay your pastor and that's how your sins will be forgiven. It never says that. It says believe in Jesus and love one another and love your God as yourself and be kind to people. Like, I could get into Christian philosophy, and I'll simply say this. The idea of Jesus coming to earth the way he did, and as it's stated in the Bible, was to fulfill the law of Moses. And he says that he came to fulfill the law and not abolish it. And a lot of people take that, well, a few people take it as, okay, well, then we should all still follow the law, and we should keep the law to the T and continue that. But I don't think that's what it means. I think Jesus' fulfillment of the law was to say, in retrospect, looking at the law, coming forward to where I have come to fulfill it. Because right after he says that, he turns around and says, a new commandment I give you. So replacing the 10 commandments, he now turns and says, this is the new commandment I give you, which is love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, and soul, and love your neighbor as yourself. There's nothing else to that. And that the reason that is because loving God covers the first 5 commandments, and loving your neighbor as yourself covers the last 5. And see, what do you miss out on life if you believe that, right? Like, so if I believe in God, which I do, and if I believe Jesus came and that's what he taught, which I do, what do I miss out on life by loving God and loving other people? Right? Like, I don't see where I lose anything by being nice to people and treating people the way I would want to be treated, right? Like, so many people try to complicate things by putting, well, this is what you need to wear to church. This is the type of music that's acceptable in church. This is how you should speak in church. And like, what are you talking about? Because I don't remember Jesus saying anywhere, you need to put on your best clothes to go to church. You need to, he said, basically it's like logical. The person you love the most, you're going to give the best you have, right? And you're not going to give the best shoes that you have. You're going to give the best of yourself that you have. So this goes back to what I'm saying about this condemnation of religion, right? corporate religion and the hostility towards abuse of power in religion is real. But what I'm saying is belief in its purest form of a god or a figurehead or a supernatural power, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, there's no, out of sincerity, there's nothing wrong with that. That's just my opinion. It's when you get into the corporate setting and you get into the mindset that this whatever needs a corporate, you know, like, this isn't a business. Or is it? Like, think about that. Is it a business or is it not a business? Would you be doing God's work if you weren't getting paid, you know? So with that being said, I get where he's coming from. I think I could have completely misread this, but in light of tribal, this is my thinking towards it. And I get that this came way before, but oh well, that's how I am perceiving. This is my perspective on this song. Again, like I said at the beginning, I'm not here to criticize his beliefs. I'm not here to criticize what he thinks. I'm simply stating what I think and where I think there might be a little disconnect, because first of all, I'm validating his perspective of organized religion, because I completely agree with that. But the fundamental beliefs where he's coming from, where I'm coming from, are different. So naturally we're going to reach a different outcome. That's all. Song wise, it was great. I loved it. I liked how Floor switched styles through it, that it wasn't just one style of singing through the whole thing. I also enjoyed the simplicity. So that's another thing that I really did like about this song. I liked the drive. I liked the urgency throughout the song. I like this show. I like this show regardless. I really love this drummer. Like, it doesn't matter if it's in Winter Sun. It doesn't matter if it's in Nightwish. I love his playing. I love his style. I love his technique. It's just, it is so clean. It's very hard to find people that play the drums that cleanly. I would put him in a class of his own with Meshuggah's drummer, who I don't remember his name off the top of my head, but they both have this extremely beautiful technique of playing the drums that just makes me like, I want to go pick up the drums again and work on it so I can play like that. You know, it's inspiring to watch somebody play with the enthusiasm, the vigor, and the technical prowess that they do, you know, because Travis Barker plays with vigor and enthusiasm, but he also breaks drums. Like, he just hits them really freaking hard. And it's, yeah, I prefer a beautiful technique, if you will, over just slamming shit. But anyway, I will get off my philosophical horse and say goodbye for this video. But as always, stay kind. I apologize if my words did not come across as kind in this video, but I was not intending to sound brutal or rude or whatever. But stay kind, stay healthy, and stay safe, and always be looking out for the other people around you. With that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.